So after the Revenger gives the Melody some advice about keeping his little tiger loyal to him, which is by feeding him in hand. Like he be the one personally feed that tiger, so the tiger will never attack him, never betray him. That tiger will always be loyal to him. That was how her family was with lions. They raised a lion cub. It was completely, utterly loyal to her. It used itself as a shield to protect her when the first king's men came to slaughter her family. That is how she survived. Her childhood pet sacrificed itself to save her. And I was bawling. I was literally bawling at that. Like, I had to take a break, put the book down, and just weep. So they have a traitor in their midst. So this traitor was one of the soldiers that was picked by the main lead to go through all their documents and papers. And he was not supposed to be copying anything, but he was making copies and sending it to either the first king or second king. I'm not sure which one it was, but he was sending those copies to both of them, or one of them. And he was caught. But he wasn't caught specifically at this moment caught doing this. He was later caught doing this. But basically, he's one of those type of people who likes to climb up the ladder. He likes doing stuff for people so they will basically get him higher in the ranks. And I can't remember if he was working underneath the left guardian or right guardian before he was caught doing this, and they did not like this, so they gave him a lower ranking position or sent him somewhere else. Well, let's just say he almost runs the Melide over on his horse because he was a little too excited to hand over a message to the main character. And he thought, oh, I'll just pick up the main lead when he's about to run over the Melide, which, displeases the main character. So the main character shoves him away and has him dragged off to be killed, literally, for almost accidentally running the Melide over. And specifically, it was because this dude was about to touch the Melide because he was going to just grab hold of the Melide right before he hit the Melide, throw the Melide over his horse, and keep going to the main character, which, displeased the main character because the main character drinks Wegener like it's coming out of a lake. And he wanted this dude killed for it. And then when he finds out this dude had a picture of the Melide in his pocket because he drew a drawing of the Melide, this really frustrates the main character. He wants this guy killed. He wants to find actual proof that's enough to have this dude executed. And when they find this evidence of him being a traitor, he gets this man killed, and then he continues to be this man. And since the fake information to the first king or second king, whichever one the letters were being sent to. Remember how no one knows these two are married and that the Melide is the main character's lauded wife? The only person who has an idea that this is what it is the left guardian. Now, the right guardian does go and question the Melide of his relationship with the main character, which the Melide tells him, oh, our relationship is exactly like your relationship. And he's like, no, nope, and he gets out of there. And later down the line, when his butt is hurting from, horse riding, his friend, the left guardian, is like, oh, you can ride my horse with me, because they're used to riding horses with each other. And he's like, yeah, no, my butt doesn't hurt that much. I'm staying on my horse. You stay away from me. Like, it is hilarious. Now this dude is literally second questioning his relationship to the left guardian because of how these two behave with each other. But someone who is not very pleased with the relationship between these two is the general. Not because he's homophobic. No, don't worry about that. It's because he believes a man should only be loyal to his wife. He should not have concubines. He should not have mistresses. In his eyes, the Melide is a mistress. So he has enough of this. Goes straight to the Melide and tells the Melide to back off. That the main character is married. That he has chances in the future for, the court, a higher position in court. He should back away from the main character. And this is when the main character finally tells him, hey, no, we're married. He is my wife. He's not punished for his actions. The main character's actually very pleased with this because now everyone knows the Melide is his wife. It's typically this group knows. The right guardian, left guardian, the ex-general, which he freaks out because how buddy-buddy he's been with Melide this entire time. He's like, oh no, I've been too buddy-buddy with my boss's wife. I'm in trouble. And he, it's like, I just yelled at my boss's wife for being a mistress. It was a hilarious scene. Because of the information from his past life, when they are right outside the palace of the Second King, he knows how to get through the walls. And he tells the Melide that it's because of like secret information that was passed down through his family, through the royal family. That's how he convinces the Melide he knows this stuff. And so they get through the walls. So just like in his past life, there's a magic archer who can shoot magic arrows. So there are people like people in Grandmaster Divination, Husky and his White Cachusian, magical martial artist. But over time, those martial artists has become weaker and weaker, so they're not as grand as the ones in the Husky and his White Cachusian and the Grandmaster Demonic Convention. But this dude can shoot magic arrows, and in his past life, those theory arrows hit him in places that were life dire areas. He almost literally died again for his country. And it was bad in his past life. It was bad. Like I said, he almost literally died. But this time, he doesn't dodge, because that was the problem. He dodged. He didn't dodge this time. He avoids each one of those arrows. Well, he one hits him in the arm, but it's not as bad as it was in his past life. Also, the Melide, he stays in his carriage. He has no martial arts skills. He can't fight. He stays in his carriage the entire time everybody else is fighting. He's just watching from the sidelines. And he's not going to disturb anyone. Even when he wants to rush to the main character's side and protect the main character, he knows he can't do anything. And I love that. When a protagonist or a love interest knows they can't do anything and they stay where they are safe. Because it frustrates me when a protagonist or love interest goes running to protect their lover or comes running into the middle of a battlefield where they can't do anything and puts themselves in danger or put the people around them in danger because they think they can help when they cannot, or because they're so distressed and worried for their partner they don't think of the consequences and they rush out. But he stays put. He knows that he can't do anything and he stays put. He stays where he is safe. He only moves from his carriage. Well, I guess he doesn't actually leave his carriage. They bring the main character to him, to his carriage, and he, once they take care of the fighting and stuff, he pampers and takes care of his husband. But he knows he couldn't do anything at the time. He just has to sit there and be distressed and worry for his husband. But once his husband is brought to him and he can pamper and take care of his husband, it is perfectly fine. They do not find the Second King. They find his grandson, his concubines, and a few of his family members. He only took a few group people with him when he ran away to run off to the First King's territory. Again, with the information he knew from his past life, the main character finds the secret room that is filled with the treasures of the Second King that the Second King had left. And one of the things they find is a legendary knife, legendary sword, whatever. It was a sharpie object-icky thingy. I know I sound like a child, but it's a sharp thingy that they find, and he gives it to the Melide, which the Melide's like, I can't do martial arts. It'd be useless to me. And he's like, nope, it's yours. It belongs to you. You can have it. So the main character does tell the Melide how he knows this stuff. Because again, at this point, he can't not tell the Melide. He doesn't tell the Melide he's a reincarnator, though. He tells the Melide it's because of the dreams he's had. Like, he's had a dream that went forever, and it showed him all the events that could possibly happen in the future, and so he believes that it was a word, a message from the upper heavens warning him what could possibly happen, so he's going to follow what he is gifted. And the Melide believes him. The Melide full-on believes his husband, and I was so happy he did. It also reminded me of Thrice Married to a Salted Fish, where the main character told the Melide about how he was a reincarnator. So I'm very happy, because I was waiting. I knew he was going to sooner or later tell him, but I didn't know when. And I'm happy he did, that we didn't have to wait 4 more books for him to tell him, or towards the end. I don't know how long this book series is going to be, but, I'm happy he told him now.